blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation pride.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. There I am. There you are. I got my pre-storm shower ready to go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And let me turn off the radio. And we're got the timer. It's a good day when you turn the timer off. Good morning. All right, so we got our chat working. We're going to say hey just for a few seconds, minutes. What's up, Phyllis on YouTube? I see Jacqueline from Miami. A lot of South Florida folks. That's how it is with these storms. Like if it's a Texas storm, nobody from Florida's online. When it's a North Carolina storm, nobody from Texas is online. Now we got a Florida storm and everybody from Florida's online. There's Ashley. What's up, Mountain Dew girl? Patricia from Pelladuck State. Howard. Oh yeah, I can't forget Howard. So the big question is if I go down to the Keys or Miami and do a little filming tonight. But we're going to take Howard, our duck, official duck of Mike's weather page. So, all right, so we're going to say hey for about 2 minutes. So if you got to go pee, go pee. The dogs wanted to come up. They must knew it was time to go live. So we'll give them their little minute. I'll give them a minute each, and then we'll start talking Ada real quick. So a lot of Florida folks. So we have internet. Yes, Kim. The funny story yesterday, our little box in the front of the house was the culprit for the whole neighborhood. Our section of Oldsmar had 500 homes down with Spectrum, and I was the reason. It was my box that blew up. What do you think about that, Louis? I was the bad guy. So we got tropics. So the good news is the storm has not got any stronger. So we're still looking at a high-end tropical storm, possible hurricane. Hurricane watch is still up for South Florida. No big changes from what we've been reporting on. The biggest change is what might be happening later in the week. So we're going to talk about that. So our immediate focus is going to be on South Florida. The storm's going over Cuba right now. Got a little beat up, but it's going to bounce back. You can probably bet money on that. So, all right. All right, let's go show you the other one now. And then we'll get going on stuff. Hey, what's up, Jerry from Clearwater? Yeah, Robert, it's chasing me. We already got squalls coming through here. Windy day yesterday here across Florida. We had high pressure to the north and our little low down to the south. It was incredible. So here's the latest in case you haven't seen. Nothing big other than our cone has got a little bit more west. So we're still looking at a landfall across the Keys or South Florida. Remember, don't focus on the center. A lot of these impacts are going to be rolling in to the north. So That's why we have tropical storm warnings way up the coast of the East Coast, because it's a wide system. All this energy is going to wrap around. There's my all this down here. All this extra energy is going to actually wrap around. Hey James, you need a generator? Well, make sure you check out Furman. We have links on there, so we'll get going on with. So this is our little guy Hunter. He's got his own beer, available at ABC. Remember, our Facebook Live morning shows are sponsored by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You can go get yourself some delicious pineapple, fruity, 6% plus IPA. Hunter's got his own beer. Look, Hurricane Hunter. Look at that. Available at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. All right, so let's talk weather. You want to talk weather, buddy? He's such a good little boy. He's so cute. He's almost 7 months old. What the heck, man? I don't know why he has stayed so little. He's the best puppy in the world. You're the best puppy in the world. You are the best puppy in the world. All right. Okay, so let's talk weather. Weather. Lots of rain, Dan. Holy crap, yes. Big rain. So we got, unfortunately, we're going to have rain training. Let me slow this down a little bit. So here's the deal. All this moisture down here is going to eventually wrap around. So we have plenty of moisture in the atmosphere right now to work with. Here you go, right here. This is a great image here on Bay News 9. But look, all this moisture down here. So this is going to stick around. So we're going to have copious amounts of rain. Thank you, Christopher. Tampa weather. We got rain coming, Kelly. Teacup. Yeah, I don't know, Casey. Our breeder didn't really know. Linda's got margaritas coming. Can't go wrong with margaritas. What's up, Jennifer? Jay, yes, they're great people too, man. I love them. So, a lot of moisture. All right, so here's the official rains. We got surge, all my websites. So let's see. What can we talk about? Let's talk about. So we got flood risks, obviously, across flood risk across South Florida. We have rain amounts here. Obviously, this is ongoing currently, so add this to what's already fallen. Future down the road, obviously, the question mark is going to be later in the week. What happens up here as our system might come back? Tornado threat today is there. Here's Storm Prediction Center. They're mentioning a tornado threat later this afternoon for Florida, so that's something you always got to worry about. And this is a big chunk of the lower peninsula. This is going to extend through the night into tomorrow. So as our storm passes overnight, expect that chance of tornadoes overnight. There's the latest spaghetti models, your 12Z spaghetti models. In there. So there we go. Shelly just said I'm freezing up. I don't know, Shelly. I look pretty good on my end. Maybe it's your internet today, Shelly. It was my internet yesterday. Mine doesn't look too bad. But all right, so here's the latest trends on spaghetti models. So our spaghetti models have went back down a little bit. All right, so windshield wiper effect. Lesson learned. We saw a trend to the north, then we saw a trend to south, and now we're kind of right back, kind of like where we started. So there's our trend. This is the biggest change. Instead of this little hook here, we're seeing this. A little bit more this. And what this does, we might see some re-intensification out here. And that's going to be the big question mark, because some of the models are actually showing it develop even stronger as our low shear environment develops ahead of our front. And that's something we got to really pay attention to. So if you're confused why we don't have any watches or warnings here across west central parts of Florida, it's because, look, now they're saying 1 a.m. Friday here. Friday. That sucker's going to, today's Sunday. So they don't issue watches and warnings, watches until 48 hours out. So this sucker's going to sit out here all week long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're likely to see something pop up here later in the week. So don't get caught off guard on that. So I'm going to show you the individual models on that. But let's look at some high resolution radar to kind of show you what you're in for today, as we are now talking immediate effects. So again, I don't know if I put the radar on, but here's the radar. This has been ongoing all night. There you go. There's that push. Starting to see squalls all the way up to Jacksonville. These are going to be quick little bursts, but definitely heavier concentration on south. This is all going to continue in higher and higher chances of thicker rains through the day, through the night. So that's pretty much been the story. Remember, Storm Prediction Center saying good threat for possible tornadoes as our squalls come in off the water, daytime heating. So that's going to be a threat. And then again, that threat shifts overnight as our center will be over here somewhere. Then our storms start to spiral in this way. So we could still get storms tomorrow coming in off the Atlantic as our storm spins around. All right. So that's something to watch. So heavy surf, heavy seas, heavy winds. Let's look at some cool maps. So I have a surge map here, if you're curious, 2 to 4 foot across the lower half, even higher up here in Jacksonville as this water gets pushed up here, 2 to 3 foot up that way. So a lot of effects on both sides of the coast. And they have updated their surge inundation map. If you're curious on what you might expect where you live, this is on an NHC site. Nothing too big showing up right now, so that's good news. But if you're curious, all that's been updated. Hurricane hunters out there right now. They just took off from Tampa or Lakeland. They're heading down there right now, so we'll see what they find now that the storm is leaving Cuba. It has weakened a little bit. However, it's going to be going over a little bit less shear, and we have the Gulf Stream, warm water, coming out of Cuba here. It's going to turn into all this warm water here. So we got higher ocean heat content in that part of the Caribbean. So it'll have some favorable conditions to maybe strengthen here last second on approach to southeast Keys in Florida. That's the initial threat. Tropical storm force winds will start showing up later tonight. Here's your little map. Sunday 8 p.m. So the big winds really don't get there until later this afternoon. So you're not really feeling anything yet. So I got that covered. Again, another cool image here I have on the site is your National Weather Service winds, gusts, and waves map. Everybody seems like they love this link. Here it is right here, sandwiched between the weather nerds, that right there. You click on that little guy, and you can get really zoomed in a look at where you live if you want to look at wind gusts, everything, temperatures, dew point range, blah, 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 blah. But here you go. I mean, just a rough estimate of when these, the wind gusts tonight in knots, 60s, 50s. This is overnight. This is midnight. So it looks like the heavy stuff is going to be all overnight hours across the lower half of Florida here as our core of the system approaches. So National Weather Service showing the eye going down a little farther south now across the Keys. So it's, Keys are in it. They've always been in it. Who am I ignoring? This is not a ignore session. Steven, things are going to be cleared out later tomorrow. So, Naples, listen, you're going to be on the outer edge. I'm not. All right. Hard to focus on every little area. All right, so here's the latest spaghetti models again. This is what we're going to talk about. So, hurricane hunters are out there right now. The storm is centered over Cuba, so it's not looking very healthy, but it's going to go over some warm waters, and shear is lowering in the region as expected. It's going away from that upper level trough, and here's your shear tendency. Light dotted blue lines indicate lowering shear, and then as we get into middle of the week, Definitely going to see lower shear values, enabling some sort of redevelopment right here. So here's Wednesday. Here's that front coming down, very low shear environment. There's going to be some dry air, but there's also warm water. So that's what we're going to talk about. So no Torcon on the site. Listen, oh yeah, we're going to do individual radar here. Let me close out some things. So any one of these squall lines is just, any one of these guys can produce signature tornadoes. It's just what happens. Here's a good spot, Alan Huff. So look at this sucker, man. We were talking about a zigzag like this. Now it's even zigzagged even more. Boom, boom, boom. That is about the biggest zigzag I think you'll ever see in the tropics. I mean, it's crazy. Unfortunately, we have warm water out here in the Gulf. We have a couple loop eddies, and it's got a shot to develop. And we're gonna have to really watch here on the West Coast. But yeah, I'm not ignoring everybody. Trust me. So later in the week, Kristen, later in the week impacts. Today we're gonna see isolated squall lines making their way across the state. You're already seeing them, Central Florida. They're going to be spotty. They're going to be quick moving. They're going to be, periods of maybe even sunshine. But, from I-4 south today, very isolated squall lines. The farther south you go, it's obviously going to get heavier towards center. The zoomed in H-Wharf here kind of tells the tale. This is through the day. So let's just go to noon. Here's noon. All right. The heaviest concentration, Tampa Bay South. We get later in the day, these are the squalls you're going to be watching. This is later today, 3 p.m. These squalls are just going to be rolling in. I mean, here's 6 p.m. tonight. So it's just pretty cut and dry as far as lower half of Florida. This is overnight. This is midnight. Here's our possible landfall somewhere down here. These are the guys you got to watch. These little squall lines coming in, off the Atlantic. These will be rolling in all night, all morning. And there you go. It's going to pop out here. Somebody asked about Naples. Well, look. Okay, our storm's going to take this path right here, and you're going to get counterclockwise storms developing around the center. And these are going to be, this tomorrow, Monday has always been the bad day for as we go farther north. So here's 6 a.m. tomorrow. We can start to see some pretty hefty squall lines. Now these aren't exact because every model run they're gonna change a little bit, but it just gives you the idea. Here's tomorrow morning wake up. Look. So, and then there's our system tomorrow night. So here's noon tomorrow. Still, here's our center. Look. Still bringing in storms, Key West, tomorrow. This is noon tomorrow. Sporadic rains here. So it's just your typical tropical system, it's far-reaching. The winds extend out pretty far in this one. Look, here's your wind chart. I think the tropical storm force winds go out 115 miles. Tropical storm force winds extend out 115 miles. But now long range, this is what we got to talk about. Let's talk about that real quick. And I'm missing softball. I'm going chasing Stephanie. I believe it. Look at that. It's a game changer. Emily pitched last night. Had an amazing night. Right now, but we got a game. It's 0-0, bottom of the fourth. Got a nail biter. I don't have to chase. It's coming to me. So here's the second story. All right. So today, listen, all the high resolution, our very popular H-Wharf not predicting, 990. Remember, it was hitting 981. That's all borderline hurricane stuff. At this point, it seems like it's a higher end tropical storm. These models have been really good. HMON, H-Wharf, 990, HMON a little stronger, 988. Latest GFS showing 992. So that, higher end tropical storm. Nothing showing any rapid intensification, at least for South Florida. So we'll keep an eye on what it does in real time as we watch it come off of Cuba. It should have another pop here as soon as it gets back over water. So I'm expecting any moment we'll start to see some convective bursts down there. But this is what we got to worry about down the road. All right, so let's go. So we're on tropical tidbits, by the way. All right, so here's what we got to worry about down the road. So here's Tuesday morning. Starts to redevelop. Makes sense. Gulf is still kind of warm. Low shear. Everything you need. And the H-Wharf develops it down to 970, 967. Remember the HMON did this yesterday? 963, 962. Now look, it doesn't really weaken it. That is a Cat 1 plus hurricane. All right. Rich Hall says passes on sale. So that's pretty serious. If it, that's just something we got to really worry about if it happens. So this would be Thursday night. But look at that, 966. That's pretty strong. Any storm that would come, north of Tampa Bay, that's the worst, scenario for Tampa if anything were to develop for surge wise. But that's just one model. However, a couple models are showing that now. Your HMON showed it last night. Here's your HMON. This is Tuesday, slow development. Keeps it about 980, which is good. A little less strength, but this is Friday morning, 991. Latest GFS showing almost kind of the same thing. Here's Thursday morning. Let's rewind it. So here's Monday tomorrow. Look, this is Tuesday, Wednesday. Look, it's 965. So you got the GFS now. Now GFS does some weird, funky stuff at the end. It kind of stops it and goes back. But, the important note is Thursday, 974, H-Wharf, Thursday right here. So there's a couple models, just keeping it out there that we got to wonder. Here's the GFS Para 986. This is Wednesday morning. That's fairly strong. So that we're not going to forget about this after today is what I'm getting at. The Euro, our good old trusty Euro, strengthens it a little bit. This is Thursday, and then it kind of weakens it on that approach to that front. So good news there. But the confidence is high that it's going to end up here in the Gulf, as always, and park out here now a couple days, and that'll be the question mark, because eventually a front's coming, and it's going to turn. So there's a few showing possibility. Here's your icon. So 50-50. Navy a little stronger, 991. So that's what we're watching. That'll be very interesting to keep tabs on that. One more I'm gonna look at would be another one. So I'm drinking a little Big Storm coffee, by the way. This is not beer. It's coffee. Cold brew nitro coffee. So yeah, we got a new advisory coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern. New track. I don't expect, they're going to start inching closer to Florida for the 5-day. That'll be what we're watching next, is what happens out in that Gulf. The UK showing nothing. I see the UK. So there's still a few of them that have it sit here and then kind of go back down here. I don't know. Doesn't seem very likely, but the official track obviously is what we go with and NHC is pretty confident on that, and that usually indicates that front's coming, and it'll start picking up speed, as it moves on out of here. So the next 10 o'clock advisory, we'll see what this next dot is, and we'll see if they add an H out here. That'll be interesting, because right now they're showing 70. They're right on the bubble of a, look at 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. They're keeping it away from hurricane. There's a big difference when you see an S versus an H. So, hey, everything so far has been pretty. I don't see huge changes. We've been tracking this for like a week. The question's been whether or not we get a hurricane or not. South Florida still, anything can happen over that Gulf Stream. We know that. This thing takes on a huge convective burst over the next, 6 hours. Definitely. But high-end tropical storm, low-end hurricane effects are real close to the same. So, John, the front isn't that strong. Hey, Linda, morning. What's up? Christy, yeah, Nitro Coffee. I need some too. I'm hoping we all need to watch this together, because look, if they win, they get a break, and I'll be able to catch it the next game. If they lose, they're going to play right away. But I got my shirt on. I don't really know what I'll be chasing if I go. I mean, I'm not chasing, but I would like to. We are going to have a center crossover Florida tonight. So technically there'll be an I, maybe, possibly. Here's here's where the GFS is thinking, right here. This would be tonight, 9 p.m. Sped up a little bit. Here's a Euro, a little slower. So, pretty much South Florida here to Keys. This has been your target zone tonight. This is 1 a.m. But again, all the effects start going downhill well before the eye. Here's your storm map. Here's here's Sunday 1 p.m. Starting to get some nasty stuff rolling in. And this is where we have the tornadoes. This is where you get your squall lines. This is 10 p.m. tonight. All this stuff rotating in, all this moisture that we see now is coming around. This is that moisture down here. So this is going to be a prolonged event through tomorrow. So if it does escape out here in the Gulf, let's say it does go over here in Park. Tuesday and Wednesday actually might not be that bad across Florida, now that our system is slowed a little bit. So instead of Tuesday, Wednesday impacts here, now we might be looking more at like Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we gained a day of nicer weather as our system. So zigzag. We've been doing this zigzag. Again, the zigzag now is zigzagging. It's like Zorro. Remember Zorro? Zorro the movie. Remember this is it. Oh God, I hope nothing pops up. Wasn't there like a Z? Let's see, Zorro. Z. Let's see what that is. Look at that. There it is. That's what we're watching right here. Look. The Z. The Zorro Z. That's it. Well, not really. That has nothing like it. But anyway. Cool. Anyway, all right. So any questions? So we got a new track coming out in about an hour. No big questions. Now we're just watching it in real time. Remember, you can click on. So I got Weather Nerds down here. Hurricane Hunters are down there right now. This is starting to rotate. All this moisture is going to start wrapping up around. The center's coming off. You can see it all kind of starting to wrap up around. and this is all going to take shape. Move on out of here. There's high pressure to the northeast of the system. Here's our windy map. You can definitely see the rotation, very well defined. 500 millibar right there. So very, keeping that vorticity, a little elongated. So it's not extremely compact. That's usually a sign it won't develop rapidly. But it is kind of stacked a little bit. So anyway, we'll see what it does. So hurricane hunters are over the water now. They're over waiting on it to exit. Here they are, flying around. Wave. If you're down in the Keys, wave. If you're down in the Keys, look southeast. You might see the plane flying around. Look, the plane, the plane. The plane, the plane, the plane, the plane. Where's I never even watched this. This is, we talk about sitcoms all the time. I've never watched Fantasy Island. I don't know why. Does he say the plane? There we go. The plane, the plane. So every time you see the hurricane hunters, the plane, the plane. So that's it. Kind of cut and dry. I sensed a lot of panic last night. So, tropical storm can be, little wet. A lot of, flooding is obviously the big concern. Slow moving tropical systems. This one's at least kind of moving not too slow. I think the biggest question on would be down later in the week and what this does if it re-intensifies for west coast of Florida. So the Bucks game tonight, a lot of questions. I made a bet with my boys Tom and Dan and Drew Garabo. I said probably okay. I said there's probably going to be a passing shower here and there. So let's take a look. Some of the latest 8 or later PM rain. So look at that. So I might have won my bet. So the heavy stuff doesn't really show up until tomorrow for Central Florida. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow. So definitely, if you're in Tampa Bay, Orlando, you're going to get sporadic rains today, but the big stuff comes overnight tonight into tomorrow. So it makes sense. Everything makes sense. This little guy wouldn't worry about it. We actually do have another spot I've been watching down south here. Now the UK and CMC's on board. Another low pressure area. Another one down here. Don't tell anybody. It's almost Thanksgiving. We should be talking about turkey. But let's just go to the Euro. I like my favorite map here. I like this map here. This one kind of blends all the colors. I didn't even look at it, but I knew it was going to be there. All right. So there we go. So there's November 7th. Is that 17th? Oh my God. Look at that. So November 17th. This is the Euro. These are the Euro ensembles. And you go back to this map. This is the CMC in UK predicting. Are you sick of me yet? Just think, it'll be start of hurricane season in a couple months. We need a reset button. But one way or another, we're going storm chasing. It might be the craziest storm ever, because if I go down south today, which I kind of might, I got nothing to do. And then what? Thursday, Friday, we could be looking at a storm, the same storm coming back at us. So listen, worst case scenario, this is really freaking me out because our favorite H-Wharf model here is showing what the HMON did last night, and now what the GFS is kind of doing too, is this storm re-intensifying out in the Gulf and possibly being a little something to worry about. So this is Wednesday night. Crossover, hanging out, and then zoop, zigzag. But that's a serious, that's not a little tropical storm. That's a pretty intense little system here. So no, it's just one model run. It's not a forecast. The H-Wharf's done very well. Last night's HMON did the same thing. So, you know, now the GFS is kind of showing the same thing. So it's 50-50. Half are saying it, the other half aren't. But you got to wonder. Low shear, water's plenty hot enough. This model map down here is pretty good. This one shows you if all the conditions were perfect and as far as shear and all the other factors in the world, that the Gulf could sustain an H3, H4. It could do it. So don't let the cooler waters fool you. So we gotta watch that. That's all. Oh, don't worry. Just know the chances out there. Surge maps, Jose, right here, buddy. There's not really a big threat. Here you go. I got them on my site. Also, I have a link here. Storm surge map from the what if maps. I got the actual surge warning maps. We have the Sierra link down here as always, which is kind of hard to see, but Sierra coastal map right here. You click on that and it kind of gives you real time what you might expect as far as surges go. So obviously we have Biscayne Bay here. You know, water's going to start funneling in here a little bit. But yeah, luckily it's sticking around. You know, nothing too strong yet. So I consider the Panhandle, Carl. Well, I don't know. I'd think that. I think Big Bend, and then, well, like that. So I guess it's threefold. That's Peninsula, that's Panhandle, and then that's Big Bend. Big Bend gets a little bit of everything. Big Ben, Gentle Ben, sitcom hour. All right, so listen, we got a new. Oh, Emily's pitching now. Great. We got a new update coming out in about 40 minutes. So, time to buy toilet paper, Agua. Yes. Here we can listen to Emily.
It's the bottom of the fifth. Lady Shockers 0. Miami Stingrays Tampa Tubs 14U 0. Ramirez is at bat. Boylan pitching. The bases are empty. No one out.
What's up, Alexis? Jim Cantore, I don't know. Let's take a look at Twitter. Let's see if anybody's talking about the storm. Here's our girl Bobby. Here's some great impacts. I love these graphics. These are in fact, I should share these. These are current severe storm surge. That's pretty good maps. Look at that. I need to share it. Let me put this on Facebook real quick. Hey, Michelle. Yep. Hustle is the key. I think that there is a good chance that this thing could turn back around. And, you know.
The count is 2-0.
some current things to watch out. That's all. I said things. Some current things. There we go. That's good enough.
2 and 1.
All right, Amazon. I don't know about the commercial. All right, Treasure Coast. So anyway, all right. So we got a new update coming up here in about 30 minutes. We'll see what they say. So yeah, there's the chance of this thing later in the week being a story maker is still there. We got to worry about what this does once it leaves and gets out here in the Gulf. So this is the second story that we're watching.
Count is 3 and 2.
You know, so we got to worry about that. What this is going to do out here in the Gulf for a second story maker. So there you go. All right. So stay tuned. I'll be posting all day today as always. We will
Ramirez strikes out looking. Boylan pitching.
we will decide if we go storm chasing. Be kind of fun to go down there and take a little ride. But so hey, cool, Craig. I'm glad you like it. I heard good things about it. Tampa Bay Ryan more than likely will have watches up later in the week. 48 hours out. This thing would impact Thursday, Friday. Today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We might not see watches and warnings for Tampa Bay until tomorrow now.
Steps up to the plate. They're 0 for 1 today.
So,
The bases are empty. 1 out.
what's up, Katie Haley? How you doing?
Count is 0 and 1.
Chris, they would make kegs, but they have well exceeded demand than supply. So anyway,
Dogs out. Third baseman heading to first.
cool beans. All right, well listen, we'll be live sometime. If I go storm chasing, maybe tomorrow at a weird time. But we'll be watching this together. So you guys have a great Sunday. I think I covered it well. Remember the website's got everything you need on it. So new NAC update coming out
They're 0 for 1 today.
soon. So
The bases are empty.
there you go.
2 out.
Be good. Have a great day.